Hello. Welcome.
I know how it goes. Hello, welcome to the Angry, Annoyed, and Amused podcast. You're on Mike. Next to me is Uncle Phil. Grr. Over there is Johnny.
Yo, yo.
Across the table is the Angry Mike.
Hello.
The angry Mike.
Now he's like,
you got?
he's like masking the anger. Anybody been watching the soccer?
Yes, of course.
No.
No, I haven't watched it at all. But you see all the Europeans coming to the country and loving it?
Yes. I have
Going
seen
to
that. And a lot of articles
Buc-ee's
about
and
it.
going to all like the gas
Texas
station
barbecue
restaurants,
and
Texas
stuff.
barbecues, and just
Really?
living the life, man. You haven't seen any of those videos?
No.
A lot of people are,
There's a
especially
lot
like the
of videos
Japanese
out.
fans.
Really?
Are like blown away. There's been a lot of them in like Texas.
A lot of Europeans.
A lot of Europeans.
A lot of
too. Yeah.
Europeans. And they're like in the middle of the country and just living it up, man.
Really?
Telling us how sorry they are that
Yeah, it's
they've
wild.
been down. What's the word I'm looking for?
Downplaying?
Downplaying our country for all these years.
Really?
Yeah, I've
Like,
seen a
this
lot.
is the
This is like
greatest place ever.
people
Wait.
are writing articles about it. That
They're
they're like,
going
I
to-
thought all the Americans were like mean.
They're going to these weird states. They're going to Buc-ee's, and now they think we're
Well, I
a cool
think they're
country.
playing. It's just different. Well, they're playing through what 12 cities,
Yeah.
11 cities in the U.S.
Yeah, something
It's
like
like there's one in I don't know if it's Houston or Dallas,
Around
somewhere in
Seattle,
Yeah,
Texas,
it's in
Seattle,
Texas.
there's,
New
Yeah.
York.
California.
There's a good bit
They're
here.
all over
I
the
think
place.
Kansas City.
But they're finding like different
Yeah,
things. Like
spread
I said,
out,
like
yeah.
Yeah.
they're going to like even Chick-fil-A stuff like that they
Oh,
don't
okay.
have, and they're just loving it, man.
That's
and they're
great.
talking about it. There's videos all over the place about it, and they're saying how we're the greatest country in the world.
Well, I
People
mean-
are finally coming around.
If only Americans thought that,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
You
100%.
see the video I sent you today?
100%.
Things that make our country great. Did you see
I
it?
know, but I haven't looked at it yet. But I saw that you
It
said
was
this
like-
is why I love our country or
Yeah,
whatever.
because it's like, and I could see like I wouldn't mind going out and sit like when we used to go to the demolition derby.
That was awesome.
Greatest like Saturday night you ever had, right? Just watching people smash their cars up.
Yeah.
This race was there's a
Oh, I did see that. Trying to park on the. I did watch that.
There's
I
a
did
truck
watch that.
going around the oval
Like a
with a
pickup truck.
trailer, right? And everybody's fighting to get on the trailer. All the cars, all the race cars are fighting to get on. They got to mount
Like by
onto the
trailer, like a flat, like like
flatbed?
trailer,
a flatbed, like a
trailer.
flatbed that a,
Yeah,
that a
and
car
the
goes on.
ramps are down,
and it has the ramp.
and all the other cars, but they're bumping each other off.
It has a
You know
ramp
what
in the back.
It has like
Yeah,
two
like
ramps
that you
just
could
like
drive.
No, but I mean you can only get in from the back. Or you can get onto the
No,
sides.
you can only
No,
get from
only
the back.
from the
Only
back.
from the back.
Like you gotta drive straight on.
So this thing is driving around. The other cars are trying to knock you out of the way, and you got to get onto the ramp to win.
What?
To win
It's
the race.
wild. There was a couple like go on,
And
not
then
sideways,
fall
but
out
like
the side.
only on one. Yeah,
Yeah.
like their right.
Yeah,
their
'cause-
right tire goes on the left, and then they
Because
They fall
even
fall
if a
sideways.
car didn't affect you, that's still a
Still a
hard
hard thing to
task
do.
to do.
Oh,
because
yeah.
the truck is moving.
Well, they're both moving
because the
yeah.
truck is moving.
Does the truck like?
It must be
obviously-
going a little bit
because-
slower.
right, but
Yeah,
is,
but at some point, like you're going up there, you got to stop. Right?
Yeah,
You
or
can't
you'll
go
drive through the.
Right.
Yeah, you'll
So
drive
it's
right
now
through it.
is the truck like? I don't know if you know, but is the truck just like drive? It's a circle.
It's an oval.
I think.
guess.
Okay,
Yeah,
but
like
is he
a, like
just
a like a.
is he just
NASCAR.
driving like around, or is he going like this on the lane?
I think it looks like he's moving a little bit, but not like-
It's
Okay.
because he's getting whacked around by the cars.
I don't think.
Okay.
I don't think he's trying
Oh, I have it
to
right here.
to make it harder.
to make it. Yeah, I don't
Okay.
think he's trying to throw him off or anything.
That's
It's just kind of
su-
normal driving. Like,
I want to see
I
that.
didn't see that.
Yeah,
I
But
did
these-
see that video. It's crazy.
These are the crazy things that I think make our country
That other
beautiful.
people-
You
other
know
people
that other
don't do.
people don't do. You know. I mean, I know. Listen, other countries have their things too, but let me see. I sent it to you, right?
Well, you guys know the not national because obviously national means country. You know the state sport of Maryland.
Here it is, man. Here it is. Here's the
it-
race right here.
Oh wait, we got to take a moment of silence here.
Let's,
No, we could keep
let's see if
talking.
we can narrate what people are not seeing.
Oh, it's
Oh, so
small.
basically-
okay. Oh wow,
It's
that's
not
fine.
an
It's a
enclosed one.
demolition
It's like a
derby.
flat.
Yeah,
But the goal is you have to
yeah,
get
but
in
it's
the
also a
back of that-
pickup truck
Oh,
pulling a
look
little
at that.
trailer.
Yeah.
That's
The car just
like a
right
flatbed
across the
thing.
side, and they're
That's-
bumping each other off,
That's funny.
and you have to line up
I'd
perfectly
go watch
to
that.
get on that.
Oh,
track.
I'd go watch that in a
Totally.
heartbeat.
Yeah.
Kidding
Oh
me?
yeah, that's as good.
That's
It's as
so
good as
cool.
demolition
It
derby.
looks like a blast. Yeah.
That's
looks like
funny.
fun.
It's more fun than NASCAR.
You got that
was-
old
that's
Jeep
what I
still?
I gotta be honest.
Yeah,
Yeah,
We should
Let's use it. Yeah.
Let's use it. Okay.
So there's a
Buying a
lot of little
demolition
things in our
derby car
country
would
that
be
people
fun.
like.
Yeah.
Like White Castle going out of business. That's
Yeah,
sad.
R.I.P.
Because they want to build a
Apartment building.
giant apartment building over there.
Another one.
Terrible.
That is sad.
Very sad.
What were we?
We were talking about
What makes America great?
what makes America great and why the Europeans and the Japanese. Oh, there was a
No, that I
great-
remember. I
God,
thought
I
there was
wish I
something
saved
else.
this thing. I didn't save it. Oh my God, it was a Japanese guy wrote a thing about it, but he wrote it in such a funny way, and I don't know if
When
I'll
they
ever-
translate
I
the
don't know if I'll ever be able to
Japanese-
find it again.
Because I've seen a bunch where they have like Japanese people tweeting about it, but it's in they're writing it in Japanese to Japanese people, and then they translate. But the translation's like it's Japanese. It's not a one
So
for one.
is
I don't know if he
so
was
it's like
writing
written in such a
his
funny way.
experience at like a barbecue place. I can't remember now, but it was something. It was hilarious, man. The way he wrote it.
The problem is our country just hates each other. Like
Yeah.
We're
Well,
so divided.
I know,
Divide.
but
Divide.
more and more, I got to be honest.
No, I think we are.
I would normally I would say yeah, like 10 years ago I'd say people don't like each other, the left and the right. But more and more, I mean, maybe because I'm more like we've talked about this a million times, more on the right, conservative, relative,
Right.
like to the left. More and more, it's just like their side will openly, like the left, Democrats, Democratic Socialists, particularly,
Right.
like in New York, they just will out and out say they hate America and
Exactly.
want it to
Well,
be
that's the
different.
thing.
Want it to be a different thing altogether. Yep. And I'm like, so at that point, is it okay for me to say like, no, I'm not just disagreeing with them. Mm-hmm. I like America and want it to be roughly the same. I mean, I understand everybody thinks something should change. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know how many people in the country at all are going, I want everything just how it is right now. Right. But for one side to go, no, we're going to absolutely tear down everything that makes America America and rebuild it in this with this other system we prefer.
Right.
And the other side's like, we just don't want to do that.
Yeah.
And that like I just don't consider that a
It's that's
like a infighting thing.
Yeah.
Like now one side has a full on anti-American core, like a base.
Yeah.
Which is weird. But what are you gonna do?
That's what it is. But that's not really what I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about all these little things that make America.
Oh,
great,
talk
like
about
the
more. You
little
said
things
one.
that you like.
What's another one?
Yeah, I thought I had one.
No, I
That's
did
why I
too.
got.
I did too.
Oh,
Well, I did say the demolition derby. Then that racing thing,
popped in your head.
which was pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
You know. But just
Oh,
like Friday
was
night
what it was.
football. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's very American.
Just things like that. Even like little league baseball games. Just the little league in general.
High school sports in general, I think, because like they have in
They have
Europe,
places that
they
are-
have like.
They're spelling bees.
Is that American?
No, in other countries.
Oh, because I was saying their
We have
high
these
school
down here,
sports
too.
is kind of different, as I understand it, in Europe. I'm not from there, but
Well, they do.
they have like academies that are like big for like rugby and stuff in certain places. But their sports, even at that level, are more club oriented. They'll have they'll have like Man City U15, but it's not your high school. It's not. It doesn't have that
Yeah. I don't know.
thing. As far as I understand, at least generally, the clubs still
Yeah, I think
dominate.
you're
The
drawing-
clubs still dominate the competitive
I think you're right.
scene or whatever you would call it. In the States, there's travel baseball is like famously one of the very travel oriented sports. But like high school sports are really, you don't go, if you play football in high school, you might want to go to a better football high school, but you're not playing for a travel football team that's better. What was that?
I have no idea. I heard
It
it
wasn't
too.
you?
No. Sound like something.
It wasn't me. Could it be that?
Oh, the water. Probably the water. bottle.
Why would the water pop?
But they're talking about everything. Like our
Change the
national
temperature.
parks are beautiful. Like
Yeah.
everything that makes up this country that people are seeing now for most of them for the first time because they came here to just see soccer. You know.
Yeah. You know what I wonder if Europeans, I'd imagine they would, because it blows my mind the other way. I think a lot of people, and it's talked about a good bit, but the size differential.
Yeah.
We're like, you think of it as a country, and generally speaking, I think particularly for like the Western countries, but you just kind of see it like NATO, right? It's like, we're all the same sort of thing. But the size difference is like astronomical. Like can't even be compared.
Well, like, Italy's like
somebody coming from Italy or the UK to here is like a state.
Because Italy's like the
Right.
same size as like Ohio or something
Yeah.
like that. Something
Right.
ridiculous, right?
Yeah.
So it's like
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
they
it's
come
insane.
here and it's like
They're like, how do you
How do you
need
get it? You can't-
to get to
Like, they
Texas
can
from
travel
here is
their
a
whole-
day
Yeah.
drive.
Yeah,
That would
exactly.
be all of Europe.
Yeah.
And I
that'd
feel
be-
like
I'd
a
go
lot of
6
them
countries away.
that have a perception of the country all have the bigger cities because that's all you hear about, like the Los Angeles, the New York, but not those little cool towns that you don't see. So
Yeah, I just,
European countries have those little towns too.
yeah, no, but they
Yeah.
don't picture us with that.
But we made all these interstate things. I don't know if Europe has like the same kind of thing that we have here, like with the interstates that pass through all those places.
yeah.
Route
We're much more
66 that you
driving
take
oriented
from Chicago
and
to
stuff.
California.
Well,
Yeah.
some, yeah,
You
a lot.
know,
I mean, a
like-
lot of countries
Yeah.
now
They
are
have, like,
doing
train- more
they're,
train.
they're starting
more
to do more
train.
highways, but they're killing all their farms.
But
Especially
they're all,
Germany.
but, I mean, now because they, and then they've been Euro, whatever,
Euro.
for a long time. But in the beginning, they weren't. So every country had their own thing.
Had their own thing, yeah.
Whereas
Yeah,
this country
yeah,
is
true.
huge,
Now they're-
and we have this interstate system that can
That
take
was
you
part of it.
anywhere. It was all part of it. Like they didn't
Yeah.
have that. You know.
Excuse me. Yeah, I did want to say though, this isn't a very American, but the Maryland state sport,
Is it
No,
something to do with trees?
jousting.
Jousting.
Wow.
Jousting. Can you believe that?
I know.
When did they do it?
I was like
like
how often do
horses?
they do it?
I don't know.
Is there
I
a
think it's just like
season?
I think it's an old. It's like a
Like
Like you're not
horses?
the
On
New York,
horses?
New York State bird. It's like a
I
turkey.
didn't know anything about that.
On
When did they do
horses, he's
spring
talking about.
training?
I think jousting.
Jousting.
It's like joust, like that kind of jousting, I assume, on horses.
Really?
I don't know if they do it a lot, but it is. I'll double check, but
They can't
I
train
learned it from
because they get like when
a
it's time for the
Marylander.
season, they might have nobody left.
That's what I'm saying. That's crazy.
I don't think they kill each other anymore. Oh, I'm guessing.
No, probably not.
You
You know what I
definitely
do
get hurt
feel
on.
bad about? Jousting is the official state sport. Wow, this is actually. I thought it was like going to be an old holdover from like 200 years ago. It was adopted in 1962, and they were the first state to adopt an official sport, and it was jousting.
Why
How
jousting?
did that
You
come
gotta
about?
read that.
Yeah.
Oh,
gotta-
they don't. They
there's
don't.
gotta be more to
They,
that.
they changed the name of it. That's the secret, or not the name of it. The thing. Modern ring jousting involves it's the ring. It's like
Oh,
they don't
the
they
joust
don't hit
to the
each other.
ring.
They're
Like
not
the
hitting
medieval times.
They're not hitting each
Like
other
the
like medieval
ring off the
times.
thing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh,
So it's
that's no
basically
fun.
like steeplechase.
Way to go,
or,
Maryland.
or whatever.
Might as well call you Maryland.
I thought it was cool. I thought it was cool, and they ruined it.
Maryland.
Oh, and then they have
That's
a
kinda
state team.
deflated
Now we're gonna
sport.
lose.
I know that's sad. I wish I
We're
hadn't
going
read
to
that.
lose all our Maryland listeners
We're
now.
gonna lose
Damn
all
it.
our Maryland.
Well, jousting was cool, but then if you're not jousting,
no, he's calling them
you
Maryland.
can't change the name.
Maryland.
Well,
That's the
I mean,
name
you're
of the
gonna not
state.
actually
Maryland.
joust.
He's calling.
I think that's what it was named.
If you say so.
Maryland. No?
I believe so.
What am I saying wrong?
The
Nothing.
inflection is wrong.
Why are you angry?
I'm not angry. I'm just saying the
Nah, you
inflection
seem a
is
little
wrong.
angry about the way I said it.
Don't play me,
All
son.
right, guys, don't get riled up.
He doesn't
it
like the
easy.
way I
You
said
know
it.
what it is? He
Take
doesn't
it
want to
easy.
be the only one angry.
I'm not angry.
I know.
Oh, you're angry.
I was angry last week's episode. I'm good now.
That's true.
I
I didn't think of that.
Or next week's episode.
On next week, I might be angry on next. I was
Depends on the
either
time.
angry
So like
next week
synchronous.
or last week, but I'm not angry this week.
You know what I do feel bad for? Like I never think about it. With the like how what media is representing U.S. as to Europeans, because I don't think about Europe most of the time. Like I don't
Right.
care what they got going on. I don't care what they think of us. Like doesn't matter to me, right?
Now we
Right.
lost our European
Yeah.
listeners.
Yeah.
Well,
We're gonna have nobody
Our
left.
69
they're-
viewers are dropping.
But if their answer to that is, well, I really care about what's going on in the U.S. all the time, I would
don't
say
think
that's
they do.
only an indication of our importance in your lack of. You know what I mean?
I think the whole
Like
rest-
I don't care what's
I
going
think-
on in the UK most of the time.
my
I don't
thought
live
about the
there.
whole rest of the world is they want the U.S. to fall. You know,
100%. 100%. I mean, Europe would be in trouble. I think they might. They're
But I
realizing
don't even-
they don't want that.
yeah, but I don't even think they like think of it that way. You know what I mean? They just don't want us to be in power anymore. That's what bothers them.
Fair enough.
They need us. When
That's-
something happens, you know,
I think they're upper.
Britain
like
has
their,
2 ships left.
Their
They used to
political.
be like the greatest navy in the world.
Yeah,
they got
no,
like
true.
2 ships left.
Well, I think their
I don't even
political
know if they
wing,
work.
they're like actual politicians, understand the importance of America to them when it comes to things that
Yeah.
actually matter, like military, like whatever. But the people, they are these groups of like relatively, like Europe overall is just more left leaning in general, and they see America now, especially because of Trump and all this, as like this fascist takeover thing. So the people are going, oh, we don't need this like evil regime. And I feel like the politicians are going, let's not. Like you see what's going on in Canada.
Yeah.
The guy said we're not going to trade with the U.S. And then now they're sending relief checks because like the economy's tanking because like one tariff change. It's like yeah, okay. And he's like, no, we're not gonna. We're gonna work on a timber deal or whatever. It's like yeah, okay. We knew this was always gonna happen.
Yeah.
But no, you're right. Stay on the
They're coming
positive. Stay on
around.
the positive.
They're coming around.
Canada.
In a positive way.
Starting to like our country again.
Because so I went to obviously we're all in New York. I'm from New York, and I went to school in the South, and the South was great. Like the people are super nice and everything. They get flack because the South, for whatever reason, I mean not for whatever reason. Obviously, it's because of the Civil War and the Confederacy generally, but like they're considered more racist. But like in the States, I feel like that's kind of you think like oh if I go to some random small town in Alabama that's like that, but if I go to Charlotte or whatever, it's just a city in the South. And I wonder how bad the South's reputation is to Europeans who are only going to get the worst version of it. I imagine what happens to them when they go to like Charlotte or whatever, and they're expecting like I'm going to be like there's legitimately going to be cross burnings all
but-
over the
but-
place, and then it's like just totally normal,
Right. Well,
super
well,
nice people.
Some of the
And
videos,
it's like
some
whoa.
of,
That's
some
what
of the
they're
videos
saying.
that are out there. That's what they're saying. They're
Yeah.
saying the people are super nice. Like
Yeah.
we didn't expect that. You know,
Yeah.
they were expecting all kinds of like craziness.
Yeah.
And they're not seeing it. You know.
I just wonder,
They're seeing-
particularly in the South, because I feel like they probably have a total opposite in the States, right? Barring, like I said, if you go to deep Alabama, and you're black, they're gonna hate you, and the sundown town thing. But overall, if you ask, people are like, no, the Northeast is like the meanest group of people. The Northwest Northeast is like the meanest group of people. California, like Northwest, is like hippy dippy, but they're not super like nice.
Right.
They don't do stuff, they're like kind of vapid or whatever generally. and then like the Midwest is like shallow.
I can't even spell it.
Like shallow, like they care about themselves, like LA, like the stereotypical LA person who just cares about themselves. They're not like nice. You don't think that's like a stereotype of LA?
Yeah,
That's fair.
Yes.
That's fair.
Okay. And then the Midwest is like they're generally considered nice, but the South to an American is like always the nicest people.
Yeah.
I think.
They're sweet.
You know what I'm saying? Like I think if anybody's like who would be a nicer group of people, like a random cut of New Yorkers or people from Georgia, they would say Georgia generally, but I feel like it's probably the total opposite in Europe because they hear about New York and like, oh, it's this beautiful city of, like business and art, and they probably all love each other and they're all super nice and liberal, and it's like not that at all. And they think I go to Georgia and I'm going to be attacked because I'm one shade darker than the average pigment or whatever, and they're like way nicer people.
I want to see what they're saying about San Francisco then. They can't be saying all good things about that place.
Well, they cleaned it up right before the lady
cleaned
got in
everything
trouble
up
for
right
that.
before people get
The mayor or whatever. They clean this happened. I think in L.A. famously for some event when China
Japan.
was it Japan?
Oh, yeah, I
somebody
remember.
sent a thing like somebody had just had a political thing going on, but they
I remember that.
suddenly
everything up.
cleaned
They
everything
got rid
up.
of
Like
all the
Skid
homeless
Row was
people.
done
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
a week.
Yeah.
And it's like where'd they all go? What are you doing with
Yeah.
these people? Like they suddenly know how to actually get stuff done and clean up
in
street.
a couple weeks.
Yeah, they're like, no tent cities anymore, just for a week.
I mean,
like,
Yeah.
they probably put him in a hotel and let him do whatever drugs they
When
want for
there's
a
an
week. Just
event
keep him out of the
going
way.
on, they do clean up the areas around it,
Yeah.
I'm sure, but still.
Yeah, but just that.
Overall,
Just
the experience that people are having are really like.
That's
Like I
awesome.
said, with these,
I'm happy.
Food is a big thing. Food is a big thing that they talk about. They don't have
They
the same
like
kind
it?
of food. Yeah,
really.
yeah. They like gas station food specifically.
Like Buc-ee's and stuff.
Yeah, any gas station food.
Which is interesting.
And I think the volume, they mentioned the volume, like how much you get.
Well, that,
Oh, I'm
yeah,
sure.
yeah,
Yeah,
they do.
that's
They
got to
do.
be.
How much
that's
you
for
get.
sure.
Yeah. I can see
Yeah,
that.
like one guy
See
was
that.
like, I could fill up this soda 10,000 times.
You
I
don't
was
even
like,
need
You're not
to.
going to drink that much, are you? He goes, I might.
Doesn't matter.
He goes, I might. There's a whole bunch of videos.
Most countries don't even
I
have
should have
like
pre-warned you guys
medium and
about this so you
large.
could watch
I
them, Because
That's
I've seen
funny.
a lot of them.
And their large is not our large.
That's what I'm saying. There's three options. Because even when I go to Europe and I get like a meal, it's so tiny.
Somebody
know?
came over to one guy and he's like, they were trying to eat their ribs with a fork and knife. I guess they were in Texas, I think. He's like, no, put those
pick it
things
up.
down, pick it up. And then another guy was like, you bite into the meat here and it's soft. It's like, you don't have to.
No mutton.
It just comes right away from the bone. It's like,
Wow.
So we should go to
There's a lot of
that
good
that
ones out
guy. It started to think tendernism. You ever seen that guy?
no.
Like this old black dude who like makes ribs and barbecue, and he holds the bone up and just like shakes it,
Oh,
and
and it
it
just
all
all fall
slides
off.
off, and then he like throws it and like walks around the room or whatever.
Oh, that's cool.
All the foreigners are having the time of their life here in this country.
I'm not surprised. It is a great country.
It's a good country.
I've traveled a decent bit. I've liked basically all the countries I've visited, but not even close to like the states.
Yeah, right.
If you
And obviously, I'm from here, so they know.
But there are some
They-
great
whatever.
states here
Fair
that
enough.
are like, hey, people go away for certain things that you can get here, like white sand beaches, obviously, red sand beaches, black sand beaches. We have all that. We have forests. We have like rainforests. I mean, some of it's-
Deserts.
We have deserts or desserts.
With casinos?
I think
We
I
have
think
casinos.
The U.S. is actually the only, or not the only, but it might be. It has every. You know how they're like there are biomes. I think they're called.
Yeah.
The U.S.
that one up
actually.
know
No,
the biomes?
because specifically,
At this
Like
point,
a-
I just
like a-
say yeah.
like
we need an angry and annoying Amused dictionary.
it's a climate area. Like
I know-
a certain
I-
area in a climate.
I need
I
to.
know what you're talking
I need to
about.
Oh,
green
okay, but then
screen.
why are you-
I need to green screen the
When
word.
you ask,
We're
I
just
gotta
messing
explain it, or else I just keep
That's
talking.
what we're gonna. I need to green screen the word as you
Because
say
Philip
it.
doesn't
and
understand
then
a
the
lot of big
dictionary.
words. That's why.
So what's the word mean?
It's just a
Nice
climate
try.
in a certain area.
Okay.
Like a
I
desert
don't-
is considered a biome
A biome.
because it's like
Biome.
always a desert anywhere has
Biome.
similar traits.
Got it.
But the U.S. is the only country that has all of them. Like
Yes.
there's a certain there's an actual list of like the kinds of things you can have:
Right.
swamp, desert, mountain, valley, all these things. And the
It's so
U.S. has
big,
all
it's
of them.
Has every one
so
of them.
much
Yeah.
land.
You know what was the biggest?
We have
really
every,
the-
we
but
have every cryptid imaginable.
in that view, Alaska and Hawaii were actually huge ads because we didn't really. I guess Florida has tropical.
Yeah.
I was
There's a
gonna
bit
say,
of there's a bit of tropical
Hawaii
in
probably
Florida,
has-
but Hawaii's like full
Probably has to have
volcano
90% of it.
tropical. Like they got to be the only volcanoes we have.
No.
Maybe Alaska. Well, unless you count like geysers, but true volcano. I
thought
don't
there
think
was
so,
one
right?
more, wasn't
Or
there?
is Mount St.
Mount
Helen?
St. Helen.
Man,
Mount St.
that's
Helen.
it.
Okay, so
That was
we
a
do-
pretty. That was a pretty big one.
You're right. You're right. Fair
Yeah.
enough. And then Alaska
Right.
has to be the only one that has like Arctic level.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. I mean, it gets cold
So it did help
in the
us.
north,
Yeah.
Seattle, Maine, but
Yeah,
I
I'd
don't know
say
if it's-
Hawaii
I don't know,
has
it's like Arctic type.
has a lot of it.
Seattle, you said?
No, Hawaii, has a lot of it.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So those are big. As far as that goes, those are big gets
Yeah.
for the country. I think.
Absolutely. Those
There's
are
a
good.
lot of history for the country being so young. Like we did
Yeah.
a lot in a short period of time.
That is true.
Created a lot of history
Well, our
And they're
country's
trying
not
to break
really
us down.
young.
in
It is a
comparison
young
to other
country.
countries.
Young
comparison to
relative
most.
to
No,
like
com-
every other country.
It's as old as every other country. It's just not inhabited.
Well,
As
well,
long-
That's not really.
we're talking about
I mean,
the land.
we're
We're
younger
talking
than
about the country itself.
We're younger.
When it
Talking about
became the
you know,
United
the
States.
evolution
Right,
of-
but I'm
the
saying-
US
the evolution of the country.
Not the
No, I'm
land.
saying the land.
Not
The
the
land.
land.
Oh, the land,
is that?
was, you know,
But the land has always
always
had
been
those
there.
things.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
but
but
he's
I
just
mean,
saying,
like
the history of
like, if-
America.
the history of
Like
America,
US
the
history.
evolution
Oh,
of
gotcha.
America.
We did a lot.
Like you
in
could
a
be
short
born
period of
anywhere
time.
and you can study
I
the
got
entire
you.
thing of
I
just
thought you
American
meant
history.
the American, like all the things we're talking about, the volcanoes. Like we've done
We
a lot.
invented
No, I think it's
airplanes.
like if
we
you
invented
took-
airplanes for
If you
crying
took
out
the
loud.
last 250 years,
Right.
like the total 250 years of the U.S., and compared it to the same timeline of any other country, I think
Yeah.
less has happened in most of those countries.
Yeah, yeah.
By necessity.
I mean,
we're a growing country. If you look at
it
like,
is kinda
Russia,
wild.
they have longer periods of a thing going
Yeah,
on.
because if you
they're
do
a
look back
massively
at
old
like
country.
medieval times and before that, like they were in these eras forever.
Right,
Like,
exactly. Yeah, exactly.
And then like,
that.
what did America start out like with nothing? Like you said, we quickly went to like horses to cars to airplanes. Like we just excelled so quickly at stuff. It's
Yeah.
kind of wild.
You know, with
How
all
did we
the,
do that? I don't know. I don't want to talk about it.
with
Talking about what?
freedom and liberty
How we did that.
and individual and
That's what it was.
yeah, I think.
This all the stuff they're trying to take away from us.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. We want to. What did Mamdani say? We want to replace the coldness of like individualism with the warmth of collectivism. Like that's so.
Fuck is that?
It's
I don't know what it means.
because he's like a full communist.
He's a full communist.
Like,
I don't
full-
even know
which
why
is
they,
crazy.
I think why they call themselves socialists.
I don't want to
Like,
get. I don't want. We can talk about negative stuff on the next one. This is.
But can
more
you make an
positive.
argument sometimes that we made the country too great?
What?
That we made the country too great.
Like we
That's
made it too
that
great,
is
that
what's
we
happening now.
softened.
100%.
Yeah.
But I think that is why countries fail always, like any empire or anything.
That's
It's like
that- that's
you
that
get
saying,
so
right?
good that all the people in it are like, well, I just want more stuff and I don't want to work for
You
it.
know the saying. What is it? Weak people, strong people.
Oh,
make
yeah. Strong men create, or people instead of men, whatever. Strong men create hard times. Hard times create soft men. Soft men create easy times.
I don't know if
Easy
that's it,
times.
but it's something like that.
Sounds like
I
it sounds
switched
out
that.
of
I
order.
switched that. Yeah,
I think it's
yeah.
out of order, but all those things matter.
Hard men create easy times.
Right.
Easy
Easy
times
times
create
create
soft
soft
men.
men.
Soft men create hard times. Rinse and repeat.
Yes.
Hard times create
Okay.
strong men.
Interesting.
Which, but I mean, it makes total sense. I think it maps over what's going on here. Is like you had the big, like U.S. was whatever. I mean, not whatever. It was growing for a long time, and then like what the 20s, 30s, World War I, World War II, we like really hit our stride
Yeah.
as a world superpower. And then you basically had the peak of the country for some people. I don't want to argue about.
Sorry.
No.
Someone's like rubbing their
Him.
No, not me.
But you're rubbing their what?
cable.
Obviously, there was always like if you look at the 40s, 50s, you always have the argument about like, well, it wasn't equal for everybody, and that's fair. Like black people, and whatever. Yeah, I get that. Civil rights hadn't taken its last step, but as far as the general populace of the country, 40s, 50s, 60s was like kind of peak. 70s was pretty good as I understand it. 90s even into the 90s was like everything was kind of going well. There wasn't a lot of like downturns.
You mean
since
for
the
invention
Depression.
or just
No, just like the
Just
country
a-
overall, just like the general
Society.
person was could buy a house,
Yeah.
was like living well. You could get jobs that weren't, everybody could get a job.
Everybody
like
could get a job.
unemployment was relatively low. There was no massive recessions in that like time. There's always things, right?
Yeah.
Like it's never perfect, but it was kind of like really good. And then I think it got so good
That's when the
that now
socialists
you've had
started
2 or 3
setting-
generations between the education that I
setting
think
their
happened
claws.
in like the 70s and the fact that things were so easy that people look for struggle.
Right.
And then they find it within the country, and then now everybody goes, no, America's actually the most evil place ever. And it's like, if you really think that,
It's just not true.
like, you can't argue with that person who thinks, like, oh, no, I'm raised in we're the evil empire of Star Wars.
What did you think about the UFC fight
whatever.
at the White House?
I didn't see that.
I watched the highlights of the fights. I didn't actually.
But what did you think about the idea in general having it there? Because a lot of people hated it.
I like.
I
I
it
think
was
it's
fine. 'cause
fine.
Again, that's like that's like
I
an
think it's
American
co-
thing. It's
I
like
think it's cool, personally.
having a big,
You know?
like state state fair, quote unquote, tonight. I think it is, or this weekend.
Where, in Washington?
Yeah.
The only thing, and I don't know if this is the case, my only issue with it would be that's the kind of thing that, like, I wouldn't want any extra taxpayer dollars spent on. Because it is
That's
a frivolous thing, and, like, it's the kind of thing, especially because it's a smaller venue, that I'm sure, like, the average Joe Schmo can't go to because of price of tickets. If the UFC wants to say, like, we love being an American company in America, we
We'll
can't
flip the bill.
We'll foot the excess of whatever, so, like, for security, right? Because I'm imagining UFC always has security, probably more at the White House.
Right.
If they foot the bill, totally cool with that. But, like, that just rubs me the wrong way because I'm generally about.
So here's what
I
I'm gonna
want
say
spending to be less.
about that whole thing. Right? If they're going to lower our taxes and not use money for that stuff, that's fine. If they're going to continue to take our taxes, I prefer them to do something like that.
I'm agreed on that.
Then
things I don't
use
want.
it on frivolous things, other countries that don't need the money.
Oh, yeah,
For
fair enough.
programs that really, people are robbing from. You know what I mean?
Fair enough.
So like,
Totally
if you're
agreed
going
on
to use
that.
my money for something, use it for that.
I agree.
And get rid of all the other stuff.
I agree.
Because there's too much, like, now they're talking about all this fraud that's going on in the billions of dollars.
Yeah.
One guy alone.
That the
Like
healthcare one that they just.
or 2 billion dollars on his own.
Yeah.
Not on his own,
But
obviously.
like
but
he was
like
the ringleader or whatever. Yeah.
That's crazy.
ridiculous, right?
Mm-hmm.
Billion. That's billion.
Multiple
Would it be?
billions. I
But again,
thought.
it
It was like 4.3.
such a large
right?
economy and no one to keep
was a
track
lot.
of it, right?
I'll keep track of it.
I guess. I mean that. And I think a lot of it is allowed in like this in the. I think in any.
So there's a lot of back
To me,
turning?
if a fraud, if it gets to that point that it's that much money, somebody had to know at some like
of
somebody
course.
with the
Somebody
ability
had to
to
know.
either stop it
Somebody had to see that
themselves,
money go, yeah.
like get involved in it,
No
or
way.
to report
But all the
it to
people
the right
that
person.
knew were taking something.
I'll make you
probably.
rich.
Well, that's
That's
what I'm
the point.
saying. I
Yeah,
think it gets
that's
up
the
to the
point.
political level, and I think at this point,
Yeah.
you have people who are just
That's the only thing right now that Paul is like with the divided people, and now I'm doing it, yes, the divided people and all the hate, especially like towards Trump, or whatever. And I'm just like, it makes no sense. Like all you do is bash on this one guy that you don't agree with, and that's fine. You don't like him,
You know what cracks
but you're
me
not
up?
looking at anything other than that.
that's it.
Right.
That's
And
the only
that's
thing.
so
yeah.
It
pathetic
cracks
to
me
me.
up that all these local politicians run on, I'm going to fight Trump.
Right.
Yeah.
It's freaking hilarious.
Yeah, you're like the mayor of New York.
But that's the
What are
thing.
you talking about?
Mayor, even these council people, they're like, we're going to fight
Oh, yeah.
Trump.
I'm
like,
watching Hulu
what are you
now.
fighting? He has
What are they
nothing
gonna
to do with you.
I'm
Like,
watching
what-
a show on Hulu, and obviously they do commercials based on your locality, and I get like the local like assembly person running, and this one like every commercial, she's like, I think she's like whoever opponent is, she's like, this person helped Trump fund illegals and that, and I'm like, what? That's
like a
that's your
local-
whole
Yeah.
fucking like
Your
thing.
platform
It is
I'm
crazy.
against
It's
Trump,
that
and
that
everybody
person
for
helped Trump.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what's your goodness then?
Such a joke.
Yeah,
Like-
I mean, I think that's what opened up the door to these like democratic socialists. Because as much as I don't like them, and they do obviously say like they all hate Trump, and that
Right.
if they're asked about it, they're totally going to say it. But they actually don't focus as much on Trump as the mainstream Democrats. Because while their stuff is crazier, they are arguing for a viewpoint. Theirs happens to be communism.
Right.
it happens to be something
Yeah, but
that's
it's
terrible.
Always, it's always
but
with
they're
a,
but
it's
at least
always with
they're
a touch of Trump. It's always with a touch of Trump.
for sure. But I'm
No,
talking
but there's people-
mainstream.
like you
like
said, it's
the
people's
mainstream
platforms
people.
that-
That's all they say.
It's just
At least
to stop Trump.
Yeah, like-
but what are you going to do after you stop him? They have no plan after that.
Well, I think that's why they're losing in these. Like,
Are they
Mamdani,
losing though?
The Hochul and Hakeem Jeffries both lost this past
I didn't watch.
primary
Hochul lost the primary?
for the
Hochul?
I believe
The governor.
No.
Hakeem Jeffries. Hochul and Hakeem Jeffries definitely, and then another like a name of a person who's been in.
I don't think Hakeem lost.
They haven't done
But
the
they're-
actual.
they're
It's
saying-
the challenge.
Oh,
But they're still Democrats.
not the official
They're
primary.
still
Democrat
Democrats
for
getting
Democrat.
it though.
Yeah.
But no, they're totally. This is what I'm saying. They're totally two different groups. The Democratic Socialists, like the Mamdani crew that they
Right.
keep talking about, these like 4 or 5, however
Yeah,
many.
there's four or five.
They're full-on radicals who want to abolish prisons for murderers.
Right.
The one lady's on record saying she doesn't care if an illegal immigrant is a murderer; they should not be deported. Correct. Which is like,
How's that
if
gonna
we're at
work?
that point, I mean, this is like you can't. There's no argument you're going to have with that person that will come to any middle ground.
Right.
If they think, yes, somebody can come here illegally, murder an American. Sure, we should send them to jail, but I also want to abolish jail, so we should really do nothing with them,
Right.
and then also not deport them. There's no middle ground. There's no
They
talking
need
about
to
that.
kill their families.
The Democrats,
That could go real bad.
that's fine. I mean, they're okay with it.
Yeah.
Well, they're
Let's
okay
get
with
legal
it.
on this one.
But then like the midline, like or mainstream, I guess you would say, like the Pelosi, the Hakeem Jeffries, like
Right.
those guys, the establishment. They're only talking about anti-Trump, and I think people are kind of, even on the left, are getting bored of that and going like, all right, but he is going to be out now.
Yeah.
Like, what
I
is your,
think- I
what do
think
you
it-
want to
I
happen?
think
And
this
at
whole-
least for Mondani, for all the things I don't like about him, he talks about Trump, but like it's not his prime. He's not on every time he gets up saying we got to stop Trump, we got to stop Trump.
But
he
the
talks
whole-
about affordability.
But the
in
whole
New York.
socialist.
I think he's
yeah,
lying.
What
he's
was
lying.
that thing
The whole
with-
socialist platform is I'm going to give everything for free, right?
Right.
Yes.
Like they were cheering today because the rent guidelines,
Which
board
is ridiculous. I
voted
hate
froze
zero.
the-
That's
They
bad.
froze the- for-
That's
for-
horrible.
Well, 1 year, I think.
Oh, there was two.
I think it was the 1 year leases.
still bad.
Would be zero. So it's going to hurt the landlords.
No,
You know?
it's not gonna. Landlords don't own just that one building; they own multiple buildings.
Well, that's why people
So-
think they should
right.
get it frozen because they're making too much
Yeah,
money.
but what they're going to do now is they're not going to make the money on that. They're still going to raise their taxes and everything on that building, so they don't help them. And then they're going to go to their other buildings. Go, well, I got to raise your rent to pay for that guy's rent.
Yeah, totally.
So they're living. Those guys that have their rent freeze are happy as hell, and all the other people wondering why their rents are $4,000 for one bedroom because these rent freezes. There's got to be a better way. Rent freeze is fine, but you can't keep taxing the building then and like all that, or require that it has to be repainted every day. You have to do
It's
that.
going to hurt the landlords.
Yeah.
because
And I'm fine with
People
it.
aren't going to rent the $4,000
Listen.
apartment. You know, like my rent's
Yeah.
going from $2,500
No,
to
totally.
$4,000 to pay for the other guy.
Exactly.
They're going to have to go
That's
somewhere
what's
else.
happening. Look,
They're going to leave. The landlords then can't fix the house. Then
Right.
Mondami threatens to take it away if
Exactly.
he can't maintain it. It's all part of the socialist agenda.
And
It's all part of getting the private property.
It doesn't make sense.
Making
They're-
it all state owned.
Exactly.
But their
begging
logic
for
is so
money.
wrong so many ways. That what was it? Elizabeth Warren who was in her limousine or something recently, or her car with a chauffeur
Might have
when Musk became a trillionaire.
Yes, I
and
think
she
yes,
gave this
yeah.
big speech of how we shouldn't be allowing people to be. It makes me so sick when someone like is as wealthy as her. Like I listen.
Yeah, or the
You gotta
Ro
understand,
Khanna, the
she's only a lowly millionaire now.
Yeah, I know,
They're
but
going
still.
after the billionaires,
Ex-
and now
But that's
they
but that's the thing.
Because now,
When they were all
there's no
millionaires,
one-
it was a billion. Now they're all
Bernie-
closer to
It'll go-
billionaires.
it'll go up and up.
Bernie doesn't
You're-
preach about millionaires.
You're
anymore.
all the same. You're all the same percentage. I don't give a frig. 1% is all you guys.
Yeah.
You know.
Well,
Like-
what cracks me up is like I think we might have said roughly this on the podcast before, but like my thought would be, why don't we? You are allowed to send money to the government. Like you're just allowed to
Whatever
Right.
you want. Send
whatever
as
you
much
want.
as
So I'm like, why don't we, instead of arguing back and forth about who should pay tax and who shouldn't, Democrats ostensibly believe that it's at least run well enough that getting more money will then go to the right place.
Okay.
So my argument would be, why doesn't Mamdani get up there, or whoever, state, local, obviously federal right now is Trump, so he's not going to say it, but say state, right? All these Democratic mayors and governors, why don't they get up there and say, if you are a Democrat in my city and you believe in me and our goal, send me 80% of your paycheck.
Yeah.
And you're gonna have a better life. And they go, oh, no, I gotta afford this. He's like, well, I freeze the rent.
Yeah.
If you give me all your money, I can lower it.
Right.
And it's like, well, if you're a Republican, I can't steal the money from you, but there's still more tax. Like there would be more taxes, but then if
free
they go,
buses are
well,
coming
no, but
soon.
I can't. It's not about my money. It's about we need this super rich guy. I'm like, but then
Right.
aren't you demanding of him what you should like? Aren't you saying? Is this my understanding that if you had that much money,
Right.
you would willingly give it away because nobody should have that much.
Right.
So like, why are you drawing the
just
line
give it
at that guy? Why not help?
Right.
You
That's
think every
like-
amount,
it's a- I
every
guess it's a-
dollar helps?
It's
I mean,
like
you're
not
doing
in my
fine.
neighborhood mentality.
100%, but it's because they can always just claim some arbitrary line where they're like nobody needs billions, and it's like, okay, yeah, right. When you say $1 trillion,
I mean, it's
but he also
perfectly
doesn't
clear.
own
When
$1 trillion.
Bernie Sanders became
Exactly.
a millionaire,
He just moved
he
it.
moved to the billionaires.
Billionaires.
But we don't want to be negative.
It's
here.
blatant.
We should go back to where we were.
We weren't being
Well, this is
negative.
angry.
America's
I don't feel
angry.
negative
It's
about
also
it.
a
angry.
beautiful
That's
country.
part of
I know
it.
you
Yeah,
guys
it's
are
angry,
never
annoyed, and
negative
amused.
to anything. You're always annoyed about something. First of all,
I am,
Who?
but I accept it.
Yeah.
I'm totally
I'm just
yes.
saying we wanted to stay positive about America on this one.
We
did.
are.
I feel positive. I think we're going to defeat them.
Oh, you did.
There you go.
I think because America's so big, it can't all turn at once.
Right.
And I think it will
People
fail
start to
quick
realize,
enough.
yeah.
Like, unfortunately, I live in New York, so I hope New York isn't the first.
Oh, it's
Pill-
gone.
I hope it's
That's
not.
tough
I know.
one.
Unfortunately, I don't want New York. I wish it was Seattle or whatever. But I don't want it to
enjoy
be
the
the
free bus
first
ride to the city.
I don't want it to be the first pillar to fall. But like to me, it will be in short order if they all like if it spreads and Mamdani keeps his like people seem to love him like his base, and he's gonna win in New York because it's a like vote blue no matter who place. You're never gonna have a red governor again or a mayor or anybody to stop it. No. So as long as that keeps happening, people with money, whoever, they leave New York. New York will crater out, and then I think other cities will go. If New York can completely collapse because of six, a congressman or 6 councilmen and the mayor who are Democratic Socialists, and they're saying we're just going to give money to everybody because it's nice, and it fails, I think that'll be enough of a wake-up call for a lot of the country.
Absolutely.
You hope.
I do hope.
Absolutely.
Hope. But, who knows? Because, what's crazy? Specifically the Chevalier girl, the one who, really is getting a lot of flack because she says and has done crazy, started like an anti-American club in college, whatever the thing was in college.
There was no napkins, so she wiped her hands on the American flag.
Yeah, that just base sentiment, which is insane, right? They ask her all these questions, and she's just hides and deflects and whatnot, and says all these things. But I think she won the vote because nobody goes out, especially at these small primaries. Her district is I want to say it was. I was just listening to a thing about this, 700,000 people, only 60,000 voted, and of that, because only 18% voted. And of that 18% who voted, of the total population, she only got 30% because it's not 2 people.
Right.
It's a multi-person race, whatever they call those. So it was 3 or 4 people. She only got 30% of an 18% of the vote. And now she's we're a democratic socialist area. And I'm you would hope at least the other 600,000 people who didn't vote, when they now have to pay all, in her district, they're what do you mean my taxes are going up? I didn't get anything.
Right.
What am I supposed to expect for this?
hope that
they'll at least vote. You know what I mean? Because that is part of the thing is so many people don't vote that there is always that base that if they're really you're telling me New York isn't New York anymore? New York's a big deal of a city, kind of the biggest. If it collapses because of that, I think the country people have to kind of go, maybe not Democrat, maybe not socialism.
We can only hope.
That's true.
Exactly.
Yeah, I guess when you think about, I get sad sometimes when I think about Philly because of the history of it.
Uncle Philly?
Oh.
No, the city, because it's it has 2 blocks of the historical or a couple blocks of historical districts, some random cobblestone streets, but other than that, it's a mess. And I'm man, that's a shame. That was that was the cradle of America,
Right.
and we kind of just
Let it go.
let
all
it go.
gonna happen.
No, I know, but that's really sad. The historical stuff, painting over the streets and getting rid of the cobblestones, I think that's going to happen.
Right.
Especially so much that has happened is because 100 years ago, they didn't think about the 100 years prior being this main historical thing. They were still living through normal.
Right.
Oh, let's build over this. Now we kind of have the aspect of the true history of it. But just Philly in general, I don't think.
Philly and Boston did a lot better job of keeping stuff than New York did.
Yes.
We
100%. We have nothing.
Bulldozed everything.
We have
We
nothing.
have nothing left.
No, we have 100-year-old library.
Yeah.
And that was made in the 1900s.
Yeah, no,
We have a cobble
You
street.
still got
Yeah. No, fair enough. I just mean Philly as a city, though.
though. No, Philly as a city.
Is a terrible city, and it's that would be if I started a country.
Trump could fix it.
I
in
would
1
want the first flagship city
Yeah,
to be a beautiful, what Trump says about DC, which I agree with also as a capital.
should be beautiful.
I also agree with the capital, but not that anybody else really around the world knows about the history. So I don't know if Europeans are coming and expecting Philly to be beautiful because they know is where we found it, but every American knows that. Yeah. Roughly, and I'm then you go there and it's this is it. You see the bell and you're
Yeah.
all right,
And it's broken.
this should be a beautiful city, But what are you gonna do about that?
Anyway, it's a beautiful country.
It is. I agree.
To
with
bring
that.
it full circle,
Thanks for listening.
because you were talking about the about soccer.
And as always,
Has anyone cheering on America for it? They're doing pretty good.
they lost last night.
I check.
Maybe
I
need
just
it.
don't
I
watch
really
soccer.
don't
I check their
watch it.
scores.
Another
but
thing with Americans,
when they go to the actual,
They
they're
won
still in
3.
qualifying.
They won
we
2.
love them. They lost 1. We hate them now.
They won.
lost to
they won,
Turkey, right?
They won 2. They
we
lost.
don't
to
call it Turkey.
Turkey.
anymore. Turkey now.
Yeah, why'd they do that?
So
know.
I noticed
Make it quick. You got to wrap this up.
they're trying to pronounce.
You got 10
'cause
seconds.
In these countries, they don't call it Turkey. It's called Turkey. And
have
I
like a-
think
yeah.
Japan doesn't call Japan either. I don't
They do
think.
not. Nihon.
Right, Nihon. So I think they're purposely trying to give
Say
them the
what
name.
they call it.
Yeah, because they said they made a reference to they're going to be better with the names like Lionel Messi. I don't exactly know how, but I think we call him Lionel Messi or Lionel whatever.
Is that not his name?
It's not. It's pronounced. It's like Lionel Messi or something. So they're making a. I can't remember how you say it, but they're saying they're trying to be true
Right,
to
more
the
like
words of whatever the words are. So yeah. So that's why they call it Turkey.
I'm gonna start
Another
calling it
thing,
Turkey.
America, keeping it proud.
Well, you know what? I
Oh,
bet
boy.
everywhere else in
You
the
got
world
5
just calls
seconds.
America America.
Yeah.
They're not right. They're not
America.
going. What does America call themselves? Like
America.
you call us what we call us. You got
America.
We all know. Like there's no secret word for the U.S.
Wrap it
All
up.
right, Jeez, man. Take a
guy.
chill pill.
Trying
2
to be-
weeks in a row.
trying to
Take
be
a
a good
chill
producer.
pill. 2 weeks in a row.
You never know. It could be one in between, Phil.
3
Why-
weeks in a row.
Hey, the path we're going on, it might be a whole month of angry Mike.
Thanks for listening, everyone. And as always,
Stay angry, annoyed, and amused.